Yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at ES Club. I'm your host, Cornell Bunting. I am so excited today because we got the very fun, energetic, when I tell you a woman that's making some major move, very bold. She speak her mind, people. So I'm telling you guys, be ready, be entertained. And as you can see, I'm waving at you guys, her beautiful book, Unleash Your Inner Renegade. Ooh, we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But before we do that, without further ado, welcome, Lotus Banks.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. My gosh. It somehow feels like years in the making.
You know?
Right?
Yeah.
Like from running into each other years ago and
we like, we got to do something. And then, we just both got so crazy busy. And this is good.
Yeah.
It is finally happening.
It is happening. We are here.
Yes. You guys are welcome. This is good. Listen, you're in for a treat today. And so what we do, Lotus, we take our listeners on a tale.
Okay.
And we treat them to the early years first. We
Are
you
ready?
We got to set the tone. We got to set the tone a little.
Okay.
Listen, guys, she's not kidding. Brace yourself. I'm saying, brace yourself. But for the listeners, where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
So I was originally born in Lewisburg, West Virginia, which is like a tiny little town.
Okay.
And I moved to Bonita Springs, Florida when I was like 8.
Look
and then I've been here ever since then.
Yeah?
Yeah, so like, I don't even know, 30-some years now.
Look at you.
So
30-something years, people.
You're a Floridian. I'm like, no. Because I still think I have like a little bit of this like country roots, this like, I'm raw and I'm bold and I'm also very like wholesome and family values and those kinds of things too, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
Right now the listeners are like, okay, we're trying to do the maths here, Cornell. Slow down a little bit. Let's see. 8, Benita 30-something. Is she low 40s? Hey, she looked mad young though. So, you know what I'm saying? We're not even going to dive into that yet. So, coming to Bonita, because, Bonita vibe, you coming to Bonita at 8 years old, I'm imagining that it wasn't as developed as it is now.
Oh, there was nothing. Like, I mean, one of the main roads was still dirt. Off East Harry was still dirt.
Come
like
on.
They were just paving it.
Wow.
When we had moved, there was like one gas station.
Yeah.
So coming from West Virginia and from the country, like that was actually like, because it was also already a culture shock coming to Florida.
Yeah.
And like leaving everything I ever knew.
Right.
But then it was this like quietness still because it was very much not developed.
Right.
I mean, Estero was like non-existent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you went to school down that side, or you came up in the Fort Myers?
I went to Estero.
You
high
went
school.
to Estero. Okay.
Yeah, graduated from Estero.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, set the tone a little bit for the listeners on the type of girl you were in school.
Okay, so like early years up until sophomore year of high school, end of sophomore year, I was the A+ honor roll student. Top 3 in my class. Well, I would say probably top 5. I don't really remember, guys. The memory's a little, you'll understand why shortly. But just understand it's a little blurry. But definitely one of the top people in my class, straight A's, loved school, loved sports, did track and soccer specifically, loved all of that. Very social, very outgoing.
Wow.
Super friendly, playful. Like I had space and room for everyone in my life.
So
like
you
I
had
wasn't
an entourage.
I was what?
You had an entourage.
I mean, I belonged in every group.
Oh, okay.
I was one of those, right? Where I was just like, I just love people.
You were that girl.
Yeah, I was that girl.
Like, we need Lotus in our group.
Right.
This
right.
is dope.
I mean, I think in the high school years, once I got to high school though, like I tried to fit in with like the preppy kids. And like the cool crowd. Right. And I realized, this is crazy. This is a side story, but this was pivotal for me. So my freshman year of high school, I was like, oh my God, I had gotten my first job and we were super poor growing up. So I was like, oh my God, I can like buy my own clothes and I can like buy nice clothes and now I'll be accepted, kind of a thing. And I was sitting, and I made it. Like, I made it. I was sitting at the cool kids' lunch table, right? Like, with the football players and the cheerleaders and everybody. And there was this kid sitting at the table next to us completely by himself. I had never seen him before.
Yeah.
And I said to the girl next to me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go see if he's okay. Like, maybe he's new.
Yeah.
And they were literally, the entire table was like, if you go over there, you're not coming back.
Come on.
And I was like, fucking bet.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can cuss. I'm like, all right, bet. All right. So I got up and I left and I went and hung out with that kid, right?
Okay.
Because that at my core, regardless of how much I desired to be a cool kid or to have nice clothes or whatever, my core value was I was just an unconditionally loving human.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Wow. That's amazing. So did they not want you to come back to the table?
I was never allowed back at the table.
Wow. They were serious like that. Wow.
High school can be brutal, guys.
Where's the compassion?
Right.
Now, back in this time, like, what was the type of music going on at the time that was like...
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
That you were loving listening?
Okay, my goodness. So I was always into, like, hip hop, R&B, that kind of vibe. When I first moved down here, like, I was still like, we only ever heard country up there, right? So I found out really quickly at that age, like, nobody liked country down here. So I was like, oh, okay. So, but then I didn't know that all this other music existed, right?
Right.
So it was really beautiful to be able to, like, hear different things. But I always really loved, like, instrumentals too, and I was obsessed with saxophone. I played tenor sax in middle school, and I just loved every bit of it.
Wow.
I'm sure I wasn't that great. It was middle school, but, like, in my head, I was a champion. You know what I'm saying?
You're the rock star.
Right? I was so good in my head. I'm sure I was awful. I am sure. But, like, I loved that kind of vibe too, right? And then I think, like, into high school, in the beginning, it was a lot of, like, I just loved to dance and move my body. So it was a lot of, like, hip hop, dance music, electric, even, like, techno. Techno was starting to get big then, right? So, like, all the electronica kind of stuff. And then, you know, when life took a turn for the worse, I was, like, super into heavy metal for a while.
So... going into the heavy metal stuff, and because, you know, she just hit you guys with a bombshell, like, life took a turn for the worse. What? How? How is that even possible? You know, because a lot of people know you and they know, like, you used to have a certain type of hairstyle and...
Yeah, I used to have the bright blue hair for a long time.
Come on, Bluey baby, like just...
It's actually still in the back of the book because that's the last printing. So if you guys all go and buy the book,
you see the blue?
Hair.
You see the blue? Yes. I got to tell you, I love the blue too.
I did too. It was just so much maintenance. I mean, I had it for like 5.5 years, but I was just like, man, I don't have the time and energy for this anymore.
You know, some people would ask, you know, before you even decide to go blue, who was inspiring you at the time to want to move into that direction?
I think it was like, so I don't think I can answer that without going into my story.
That's okay. You want to go into your story?
Yeah, let's go into it.
Let's do it. Okay.
So should I give them the synopsis sentence at the top and then go in, or just start from the...
You could get them the synopsis.
I can give them a little bit of the overview. Okay. So my story is from a drug-addicted fraud felon to a very successful COO to the founder of my own personal development company. Yes. So that's the nitty gritty, right? So if we go back, so I experienced physical, sexual, and emotional trauma at different times in my life.
Right.
The first pivotal thing that I remember was at 12.
Okay.
And then there was again at 15. Remember I said sophomore year of high school?
Yes.
I was 15 when that occurred.
Right.
And after what I didn't know at the time that I changed. Right? Like, especially after 12, like there was this, I had this intense physical pain in my body, and I literally repressed the memory for years. But I had this physical pain that manifested in my body from my waist down. Like, literally, if you did this, it felt like you were cutting me open.
Wow.
Like, so painful.
Yeah.
And it came out of nowhere, right? So I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going on, and then, you know, I have this other really traumatic experience at 15. And at that point, like, I think after the 12, I was young enough to be like, I can still handle this. It's fine. Like, I can get through this. Like, shit happens to everybody. Can I cuss? I didn't even. I've said two cuss words.
Hey,
we said I was bold.
We out there.
We said.
We out there. So, hey, it's okay. We out there.
So really after that time at 15 and this pain that was just like never ending in my body, that was, and even the experience at the lunch table of like, well, screw you guys. I didn't want to be a part of that anyway. Like it like brought out this inner angst, right? Okay, I was just like, screw the world. Like, I didn't think this consciously, right? But that was definitely the sensation that was brewing. Yeah. I was angry and hurt and frustrated and all the things. And so I started hanging out with, not the best of people. Right. That dabbled in drugs and things like that. And I was literally like, there's this one pivotal night where I was laying on this couch in one of my friend's house and these group of kids were doing drugs in the kitchen. Now I had seen this group of kids before and, I might have dabbled and like, I think I had done cocaine once at a concert and drank occasionally and smoked pot a handful of times, but like take it or leave it, kind of a thing. But I'm laying on this couch and these kids are in the kitchen and they're like snorting painkillers and stuff. And I literally... Not
cocaine, they're snorting painkillers.
Wow. Yeah. So I hear one of them say, and I'm literally laying on the couch and like my legs are just throbbing. Like I'm just in so much pain. Yeah. And I hear one of them say so clearly, what I love about this is I just don't feel any pain. And I am telling you, like, ooh, it still gives me chills. Like now, even though that's not my reality, like, let me tell you how quick my brain was like, I'm going to try that.
Let's do that.
Let's try that because this is miserable.
Right.
This was also miserable.
Right.
But I didn't know that at the time.
Right, because you're still trying to process all that.
I mean, I don't even think I was trying to process it. I think I was just so unaware that I had been through things that were traumatic. Like I had suppressed and repressed so much emotion. Yeah. Right? And so many experiences by that point. So I tried it and I was like instantly hooked because I didn't feel any pain. I felt amazing. I was literally like, you're telling me this is what people feel like? Like, this is how people feel walking around during the day? Like, I didn't care about getting so messed up that I was, like, falling over on the couch. Right. I just loved that I didn't feel any pain.
You just want the pain to go away.
So I was looking for it the next day, and it escalated really quickly because when I couldn't find painkillers to snort, I found heroin. Oh, man. Yeah. Now, I didn't ever shoot it. I snorted it, but... it doesn't matter. It's heroin, guys. Yeah, you know what I mean? So from that point, it was really like, okay, this is my life now. Because to me, there, in my head, there wasn't another way. Right. Because it diminished the little voice of how much I hated being in my own skin. Right. And it also took my pain away.
Wow. How close were you to getting out of your teenage years?
So I started when I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was 7 when I started that. Okay. Like I had dabbled, 15 or 16, like I said, but I started the painkillers at 17.
Okay. So going into the next level of who you're supposed to be. Right. And become, you were dealing with all that. You were full on.
Right. And like becoming an adult in that experience. Right. So literally from 17 to 26 was when I was using. Yeah. Like literally at 26, I was like, this is all I've ever known as an adult. Now, I still was like, for a very long time until the last few years, I was like the functioning addict. Right. Most people didn't even know until 5 years in. Come on. I had 2 kids in active addiction. I still had custody of them. I should not have. I mean, they were clean, and they were bathed, and they were well fed, and they went to a good school, and they got good grades, and they were happy, and we still did things together. Right. So to the outside world, and I still dressed like this and held multiple jobs.
You was functioning.
I was functioning.
Oh my, this is
until I wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? Until I wasn't. And there wasn't enough money and there wasn't enough time and there wasn't enough drugs.
Yeah. Did any moment your kid's dad say to you, hey, you might want to shut this down and...
Great question. Man, I was so good at deception. I don't think so.
Yeah, wow.
I was so good at deceiving other people, but in order to be that good, and I'm not saying that in a good way, guys, but at the time that was what was real for me.
Yeah.
And in order to deceive others to that depth, I had to deceive myself even more.
Right. Wow.
Right? Yeah. So like the self-deception ran deep.
Wow.
Deep. Wow. So I don't think so, right? No. Like my parents definitely got to a place where they were like, we don't think they should have, she should have her kids kind of a thing. And I think they discussed it. Like I vaguely remember that being a topic at some point.
Right.
But again, they were well fed and they were like, well, what is it, is it better for them to be in with somebody else other than her, know, and they were 50% of the time with their dads, right? So they're like, okay, like I should not have had them, guys. Oh my goodness. Like I should not have had them. I think again, everybody was doing the best they could with the resources they had available at the time. Mm-hmm. That's what I say. And I say internal resources, not external. Right? Like this was my parents. This was my siblings. This was their fathers. This was my children, right? Like, and on the outside, because I still, my eyes weren't sunken in and I was still took care of myself. They're like, well, how bad could it really be?
Right.
Until I stole a bunch of money from my employer.
Come on.
Right? And this is how deep the deception ran.
Yeah.
So I stole a bunch of money from this employer. I was managing these 300 condo units in Naples. Yeah. Loved what I did. Loved my job. And they loved who I was so much that and this was thousands of dollars, guys. Right. They didn't call the police.
Really?
They called my parents.
Wow.
And they were like, we know she's better than this.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't her. We don't buy into this.
Right.
We want to help.
Yeah.
And so they made like a deal essentially with my parents of like, hey, if you guys pay off her debt, we'll even still employ her.
Come on.
Yeah. Still employ her and like let her work off the debt, which will then, pay the parents back or whatever. Right. So they had this conversation. And I remember distinctively being in a therapy session with my therapist over here and my parents across, and we're talking about this. Right. Now, you got to understand, this is like 7.5 years in, right? So it was almost about 10 years of active use. Mm-hmm. And 7.5 years in, like I was tired. I had already started going to like hit and recovery meetings. Like I wanted something different. I just didn't know how to get there. Right? Like I didn't know how to do it. I know that sounds crazy,
right.
But I didn't, right? Like I really didn't. But I knew enough that like I couldn't have people keep bailing me out.
Right.
I needed to be the one that was responsible or nothing was going to change. And I literally begged my parents. I was like, you cannot bail me out of this. Yeah. Like you have bailed me out of so much stuff in my life. You cannot bail me out of this. If you bail me out, I'm not going to learn.
Come on.
And my dad was literally like, I mean, he's emotional and and crying and it's intense, right? And he's like, I will not let my daughter go to prison.
Wow.
And I literally looked right at him and I was like, fuck, Dad, maybe I need to go to prison. Like that was desperation, right? Like I was desperate. I was willing to be like, yes, send me on my way because this is, I'm not figuring it out.
Right. Wow.
So in short, they didn't listen. They paid him off. So what did I do 12 months later?
Come on.
Same stuff, different employer.
Yeah.
That wasn't so individually connected to me, right? And that's where, and you've heard this version before too, where like I refer to my own 30 days of hell.
Right.
Right? Because within this 30-day time period, this boyfriend that I was dating that was like the most incredible positive influence, didn't use or anything like that, and saw me for like the woman that I was underneath it all.
Right.
I stole from him while he was under literal life-saving surgery. Yeah. So of course he broke up with me. I got evicted.
Yeah.
I literally sat on the curb with my boys on my lap, watching the cops throw everything I own in the fucking dumpster.
Wow.
I left there with one trash bag full of stuff.
Yeah.
And then my parents called and said, the cops are looking for you.
Wow.
And in a 30-day, now here's the thing, on this side of it, I can say I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Do I like what I did to other people? Of course not. Do I like what I put my children through? Of course not.
Right.
And it is what it is. I did it. So I might as well find the gratitude in that moment.
Yes.
Because that was enough pain in a short amount of time for me to go, okay.
Wow.
Right? Like, I really have to do something different.
Yeah.
And so I sat with the police. I turned myself in.
Okay.
I definitely went high. Definitely used before I turned myself in. For sure. This is the insanity, guys.
You're like, listen, I'm going to go lay down. So you know what? I'm going to just go extreme right now.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, that was the only way it was even like fathomable for me, right?
Yeah.
So I turned myself in. I'm sitting across, the interrogation table with this police officer, and he's literally like, Lotus, we know you stole $787.
Yeah.
And for like literally 4 seconds, my ego was like, shit, they don't know. They don't know, guys.
He's like, listen, I'm so high, I'm going to just tell out myself.
Like, that's it. They think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I did good. You know what I mean? Like, that's the insanity.
You're like, that's not it, huh?
I mean, the insanity of my ego. Can we just call it out, guys?
Oh,
the
that's
insanity
hilarious.
of my ego,
Your ego
at the
was
time.
hilarious.
Oh, my word. And I will say, but then time slowed down, right? Like, literally, we've all had those moments in life where, like, everything just slows down, right? And that was how it was for me. And I realized sitting there, I was like, oh, my God, I have an opportunity. My parents aren't here to bail me out.
Right.
Nobody else can save me from this.
Right.
I could tell the truth.
Yeah.
And then maybe I won't die.
Wow.
Because that was really where it was got to me, right? Like, I could go back out there. I could keep doing this same thing, and I'm going to die.
Right. Yeah.
Sometime.
There's no good ending to that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I literally told him everything. And I will say the officer, I don't remember his name, but he was incredibly kind. He was like, whoa, this is self-incrimination. Are you sure you don't have an attorney? Like,
You telling on yourself now.
Right.
Like, wow.
Right. But I was like, no, like, this is what I need to do. So this misdemeanor charge turned into a felony fraud charge.
Come on.
Of under $20,000, and I was handcuffed and booked into jail for the first time. I had this like old Ford Explorer that I sold for $600 so that I could have somebody bail me out because I spent 4 days in jail and I'm not built for that.
Right.
I'm
Wow.
not.
So you didn't experience.
I experienced enough.
You experienced
in
enough.
4 days to know that I never wanted to go back there.
4 days you definitely can. Day one, you go.
Oh,
through
and like me walking in there, I'm like this, again, I'm still this like unconditional, I love everybody, we're all friends. They are not your friends, guys.
Oh, no.
They do not think like that. So, at least some people, right? I mean, I think there's good people everywhere, but it's survival in there.
It is definitely survival mode, and you do not want to show that you're weak.
Right. And I think it literally was stamped on my forehead that I was. I mean,
right
I had
there.
never been in a fight in my life. I wouldn't, when people are like, oh, are you aggressive? Because I can be bold and intense. So people think that I have this like, this intensity or the ability to be violent. Like, I mean, literally somebody tried to jump me in middle school and I walked away. Like, they hit me square in the back of my head and my back, and I was just like, I love you, and I walked away.
Wow.
Like, I don't have a violent bone in my body, right? So in jail, like just in county, right? Like just in county, like that was enough of an experience for me to go, okay, I'm willing to do anything at this point, So I bailed myself out after 4 days.
Yeah.
I took my one trash bag. I moved into a halfway house. I gave custody of my children to their dads for the first time, like full custody.
Yeah.
And I just restarted rebuilding.
Yeah.
Brick by brick, like literally day, moment, seconds at a time.
You needed to find the you that wanted to come out.
Right.
That you were hiding.
Right.
Wow.
I needed to learn to sit with myself.
Yeah.
Listen,
guys, and for you guys that's going through whatever it is you're going through now, and you hear her say it, you got to want it.
Oh my gosh. It's so much deeper than that. Like
Yeah.
you have to, the way I always explain it is like you have to get enough leverage on yourself.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? Like you have to, it's not even, I wanted it for 4 years.
Right.
Right? Before I actually did it.
Right. But you didn't have the leverage.
I didn't have enough leverage on myself. And and I've been asked before, like, what does that even mean? What does that look like? It's different for everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes,
and
yes.
for me, the leverage was in my 30 days of hell. Right? And also, like, I had these 2 boys.
Right.
Now, they definitely weren't enough to get me clean and get off drugs, but, like, I knew that they were getting older and, like, they were going to start to remember this. And, you know, like, I wanted to be able to be in their life.
Right.
And so just so many things. There's so many things that just had to be stacked on top of each other.
Yes. Yes.
To
yes.
give me the leverage to be willing to literally do whatever it took.
Yeah.
You know?
You had to get to that place. And, you know, because I know a lot of people are familiar with like a halfway house, but I know there's a lot of people that don't even know what, they've probably never even heard the word halfway house.
Right.
So what could you tell them that's like when you got to transition from being in jail for that 4 days to not exactly going back into the world, but somewhat into the world?
Yeah, so essentially a halfway house is like supervised life.
Supervised. Okay.
Right? Not all the time supervised, but like there's rules and regulations. So, you know, there's no drugs or alcohol allowed on the premises. You're living with, really depends on the side of the halfway house. So in my house, physical house that I was in, there was like at any given time, like 5 to 7 of us.
Okay.
I shared a room with up to 2 other people, and people came in and out, right? Because people would go there because they wanted something different in their life, but sometimes people aren't ready. Right. Again, they don't have enough leverage.
Yeah.
Right. So there is like this, you know, revolving door sometimes too of people that are just come in, they think they're ready and they're not, right? You know, kind of a thing. And there's all walks of life, like all variations of people come in there. You know,
so both women and guys are in the same.
No, we were just women. I think most of them are pretty like gender specific. Maybe some exist that mix, but we were just women. Like in my house, there was other houses on the property that were men's houses. Okay. But our house was just women. So, and then you have things that you're supposed to do. Right. So like in the one that I was in, I was supposed to go to a recovery meeting, I think at least like 4 times a week or something. The house I was in was on a church property. I'm not religious, but obviously I'm going to honor what was there. Right. So we had to go to church on Sunday. You had to get a job within a specific amount of time, right? There was certain things that they were, and then there was support too. You had to check in once a week. You could get random drug tested or alcohol tested. And then there was like some kind of support community that would help guide you or that you could talk to and that would help get you resources and things like that to really start to rebuild your life, you know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So really you kind of found your next steps moving back into the world in the halfway house.
Yeah. Like it was very much like for me, like it became very simple in the beginning where it was like, I just need to not do drugs. Right. And get a job.
That's beautiful.
That was like a simple, like that was literally all I focused on, you know, for the first 6 weeks or so. Right. You know, just not doing it and getting a job.
And I know people would say that's hard. Like, it would not be tempting if someone tempt you to get back in it. How did you handle that? Or, you know?
Yeah. So I changed my phone number.
There you go.
I literally disconnected with anybody that was in that space. I grew up in Bonita, right? So I went to a halfway house in South Naples. Okay. And I sold my car to get out of jail.
Come on.
I did. That was twofold, guys. That was also calculated. Yeah. In a good way because I knew it. First of all, I didn't have any money to bail me out, so I had to get creative, right? Yes, and I also knew if I bail myself out and I still have this car. Yes. I'm 15 minutes from the dope man's house. You know what I mean? I need a little bit more space, bro. Hey, I need to make it a little harder.
Listen, despite you making some terrible decisions, you was a very smart woman.
And I was always really smart. Like I
Yeah.
was super business smart.
Yes.
I was the honor roll student, the
Right,
honor
right.
society.
Yeah.
I won placed in the top for the DARE essay in middle school as to why I would never do drugs.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like that was really who I was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just these things that had happened to me and me not knowing how to talk about them or ask for support
Right.
or even know that that was a thing.
Yeah.
Right. To be able to work through it. So I just stuffed it down and covered it up however I could.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Now now you're back where that you that wanted to come out is now out.
Yeah.
We're making moves now.
We making moves.
Blue got to go. Blue was already gone, huh?
Yeah, so Blue went I don't even know, like 10 weeks ago. So I said I had to to bring it home, I said I had to tell my story, right,
Yes,
to understand why I had blue hair.
Yes, yes.
So when I first stopped using drugs and really restarted to build my life, I became introduced to the world of personal development outside of recovery rooms and things like that. I love, honor, and respect recovery rooms. And at about the 12-month mark, something inside me became really uncomfortable with saying the words, "Hi, my name's Lotus and I'm an addict."
Wow.
I don't know what it was. It was this internal knowing that I don't like to put that word on me. Mm-hmm. I knew enough from how I was raised that words are powerful and whatever you say is what you create.
Right.
So if I'm constantly telling myself that, even if I'm not doing drugs, guys, addiction looks a whole lot of ways.
Right.
Even if I'm not doing drugs, like I didn't want to put that word on my identity. Right. So I found personal development outside of that, just for like everyday people, right? Personal development that just people want to make their life better. And so I was like working up the corporate ladder over here and trying to get people to trust me, and then becoming a life coach and a success coach. And, now I specialize in neuro-linguistic programming, which we can get into in a minute if we want. And that's really the root of the work that I do. But it was all started because of my own personal journey.
I love that.
Right? Of like becoming, I was like, oh, okay, well, this feels really aligned for me. Well, if I'm the one creating my reality, well, then that means I can create whatever reality I want.
I love that. And so as you guys are seeing the book, which you guys are going to go get.
Yes. It's on Amazon or on my website.
There you go. Model of reality. This is in the book, people. And I'm telling you guys, because in here, you're touching on the external and what the information look like. And you have these different points: the smell, the taste, the touch, the see, the hear.
So model of reality was so I had been in the world of personal development for maybe like 7 or 8 years before I found neuro-linguistic programming. And that's where I learned the model of reality. In NLP is what it's called. So I know, let me just say, I know neuro-linguistic programming sounds like this really big fancy term, right? So let me break it down, because I needed somebody to break it down for me in the beginning, right? Right. It's really just so I specialize in this, right? And it's really just the art and the science of how our language, also internal dialogue, and how our nervous system, how our bodies experience the world around us and everything we go through. And then how we can reframe and readjust and turn down and up the dials on those to give them new meaning, so that we can change who we are and how we think. So that's really what it is. It's the art and science of using our language combined with our life experience to reshape who you are and how you think. So model of reality literally, bro, when I learned that, I was like, oh my God, no wonder we're all screwed up, guys. It literally explains how external information, right now, even sitting in this room and you watching, sitting in the room that you're in, right? Or if you're listening, driving, whatever it might be, your unconscious mind, because that's what neuro-linguistic programming is. I work with the unconscious part of our mind. It's absorbing everything around you. And it's storing all that data. So from a scientific perspective, they call it bits. Right? So it's 2.3 million bits of information coming at us through all 5 senses at any given moment of any given day. But our conscious mind, what we're actually aware of, I'm consciously aware that we're talking right now, right? The conscious mind can only absorb I want you to guess. Out of 2.3 million bits per second,
Yes.
how much do you think you can consciously absorb? Just take a wild guess. No one ever comes close.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say, I want to say a big number, but I'm gonna say a small number.
Okay, what's your number?
I'm gonna say 10,000.
Great guess. 126.
Come on.
126. And now let me break it down for you even further.
Yeah.
We're in the same room right now.
Yeah.
Right? So you could say that we're having the same experience.
Right.
But I am absorbing a different 126 bits than you are.
Right. Yes.
This is where perception
Yes.
bases on your reality.
Yes.
Your perception is what creates your reality.
Yes.
Right? So,
Yes.
but here's the cool thing. Who's in charge of your perception?
Look at you.
Right? You are.
Yeah.
You listening.
Yeah.
You are. I
Yeah.
am. You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I do is I help people recover, let's say, because remember, unconscious mind stores everything.
Right.
It stores the 2.3 million.
Right.
We're just only consciously aware of 126.
Right. Right.
Right? So I help people find a more resourceful 126 bits.
Come on.
So what does that look like, right? Because I know that like some people are like, what are you even saying? What does that even mean? Right? What does that even mean?
What do we?
Right?
Yeah.
It's like saying, like, I'll give a personal example. I literally thought, I even have like memory of my dad like hitting us, like discipline, right? Not like in the face, but like spanking us really hard when I was a kid. And just a couple years ago, I was like, Dad, like, hey, I just wanted to like clear the air. Like, that really affected me. And we're super close, just so you guys know. Like, I love my dad. We've done a lot of healing together. And I was like, that like really affected me. And like, you know, at first when I was a mom, like I started to do that too. And then I realized like I just didn't feel aligned with it. My dad literally was like, that never happened.
Come on.
I was like, what do you mean?
Come on.
Now, here's the thing. You have option one. You could judge it and go, no, I'm right.
Right.
But now we know the model of reality states, I have a different 126 bits than he did.
Yes.
Was my perception correct or was his? We don't know.
Right.
But here's the thing. What's the moral of the story? I could choose, out of my 126 bits, one option I could choose is all men beat women. I could just make that really vague assumption based on my life experience.
Right.
That's one option of one bunch of 126 bits.
Right.
Or I could go, well, surely there's men out there that don't do that.
Right.
Surely there's dads out there that don't do that.
Right.
Surely there's these really healthy, resourceful households that grow up and just love and nurture their children.
Right.
It's a choice.
Yes.
Right? Your perception is a choice.
Yes.
And I think that there's so much power in that once we understand it and we actually take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
But you're the only one that can decide the meaning you give to your life experience.
I love how you said this, and for you guys, and you guys are welcome because I'm gonna help you guys now. So, because I was talking to someone and I said a lot of times when people get into big arguments, where they're not meeting each other in the middle. Most times a perception is here that's talking to a perception that's here. Mm-hmm. And then some people are like, well, if two perception is at the same level, can they still have a conflict?
Is that a question? 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
So when I talk about perception, when you say perception here and here, I look at it a little different.
Right.
It's here and here.
Okay. Yes.
It's here and here.
Right.
It's just a different 126 bits. So the way I work with people and the way I operate in life and what I truly believe is that good and bad don't exist. That's the meaning we assign.
Right.
Right and wrong doesn't exist. That's the meaning we assign based on our life experience or things that were modeled to us as a kid, right? So what does that mean? If we take right and wrong and good and bad off the table, then it's just either resourceful for you or it's unresourceful for you.
Yep.
So then it's already lighter when we do that, right? We're not judging ourselves so much, right? Because every pattern, everything we do is a pattern.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Period. It's an unconscious pattern.
Yep.
But when we start to look at our patterns from that way, right? So you're like, okay, give me a scenario where you might argue with your partner. Literally anything.
I didn't wash the dishes yesterday.
Right. You didn't wash the dishes yesterday. It's really important to your partner that that the dishes are washed every day.
Right.
Right. So when it becomes an argument, first of all, guess what's happening? You have a different 126 bits than they do.
Yes.
This is so mind-blowing, guys. I'm telling you, if all you take away from today is understanding how your brain processes information to create the reality you experience, and to understand that you have choice in this matter, like, this is why we're all screwed up. This is why it's so hard to communicate. Because we got different bits going on, right? So it's not really about the dishes, right? So first of all, what's really going on? Like, what need isn't being fulfilled? Right? So it's like, and when we can meet, especially, I mean, really just in life, human to human, but especially in relationships and our partnerships, right? When we can meet that person with like, I hear you that I didn't do the dishes yesterday. I also already knew that that's important to you. Can you help me understand, what does that create for you when I don't do the dishes? What feeling comes up? Because there's something there, right? And it could look a whole bunch of different ways, right? Different life experience. Oh, well, you know, the dishes have to be clean because when I was a kid, there was no dishes allowed in the sink because you got, you know, beat or spanked or in timeout or what, or you couldn't go play outside or whatever. So the dishes have to be clean. That's insanity. We just carry that pattern through our whole life. Right? Or perhaps it's like, well, in order for me to really feel at ease in my house, I need my house to be clean. So what do you feel when it's not? I feel uneasy. And what does that create for you? I feel disconnected from you. Well, she's feeling disconnected because she's judging you. Judgment immediately creates disconnection. So there's so many different avenues you can go to. But my point is, when you can meet a situation, even an argument, with compassion, understanding that they are doing the best they can. I don't care how negative a situation is. I'm going to use that label because that's what's publicly available, right? That's a label everybody understands. How negative something is, when we can meet an experience with compassion and openness and willingness to learn, then we have an opportunity for growth. Right? Now, I'm also not saying that if something's, you know, violent or you're like in physical danger, absolutely not, don't tolerate it. I also am a high proponent of, you know, healthy boundaries. Right? So, but I'm not talking about that. We're just talking about the dishes not being clean. You know, but this could, and we're talking about dishes, but it could be anything.
It could be anything.
They're having a different perception on the experience. Because to you, you're probably like, I don't fucking care about the dishes, bro. Like, I don't.
You know, if I'm gonna be 100 with you, I'm in my 40s now. There's certain arguments I don't care about. There's certain things when I get to a certain time of the evening, I need less talking. Like, I hear you, but don't expect a response right now because I'm like I have a limited amount of words that I put in any day. And then once I'm close to that, I'm done. You can try to pull as much as you want, but you're gonna get irritated.
But do you communicate that?
I do. I said, listen, I'm maxed out right now.
So if I could offer, what's really helpful, because it's usually these two different personality dynamics of someone that like sometimes needs like a little bit of space and breathing room to come back to something. And usually we choose the partner that's the opposite, right? They're like, we need to talk about this now. We need to handle this now. I mean, opposites attract. That's what they say, right? So what I have found helpful with working with people in that scenario is not just saying like, hey, I'm maxed out right now. That's very important for sure. Saying that like, hey, like I just don't have capacity for this right now. But what's ultimately even more important is telling them when you would like to come back to it. Because a lot of times the other person, the I need to talk about this and figure this out now. Number one, there's a whole lot of layers to that need. Which we're not going to get into right now. There's a whole lot of layers. But what
Yeah.
I will say, to honor them,
Yeah.
right? To honor them, like, they need to know that you're not just going to drop it.
Yeah.
They need to know it's not just going to get lost in the shuffle of
Right.
daily life.
Right.
Right. So I've even used it personally before where I'm like, hey, like, so I say the same thing. So I say I don't have any chunks left, because we talk about chunks. So like
Yeah.
7 plus or minus 2 chunks is like the technical NLP term for 126 bits.
Right.
And my boyfriend, like, he knows this, right, very clearly, and he knows all the lingo. He hears me say it all the time. He's a practitioner himself with NLP.
Yeah.
So I literally just say, like, this is so important to me.
Yeah. Yes.
I got, like, 1 chunk of information. like my my capacity is, like,
Maxed out.
we're done. We're done. Yeah. And I would love to come back to this tomorrow morning.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because I know this is important to you.
Yeah.
And therefore it's important to me.
Right.
Would that be okay with you? Yeah. Then ask him for permission, right? Would that be okay with you? I'm not making the assumption that my way is the right way.
Right.
I'm saying, here's where I'm at. I really want to support you in what you need right now. I don't have the capacity to do that.
Right.
Would it be okay with you if we do it in the morning?
I love that. See,
right?
I just learned something. I have never done that.
Right?
Not never. I have never done that.
And a lot of the times it's not even that we're not willing to do that. We just don't even, like, it's not, I do believe the world is waking up and having healthier communication and stuff, but like, I had to go searching and spend years of training to learn this stuff. Like, this is why I do interviews like this, right? This is why I wrote this book. Like, I want the masses to have this information to be able to heal relationships.
Right.
Not just with their partnership, like with everything.
We're going to give you one more gem from the book, and then you got to go get the book. Iceberg Inventory.
Oh, okay.
Huge. People.
So let me see the page, because I want to actually use the words that I use on the next page.
This goes so deep right
now. Yeah. So I know you guys can't really see it, but it's literally an iceberg, and there's like a clear delineation of the water.
Yes.
Now, I know that like most of us, or a lot of us, have probably seen some kind of iceberg metaphor, right? Like there's always so much more beneath the surface. So how I approach it is like, think of everything above the waterline. The iceberg that you see is your conscious mind. Right? But here, so we're consciously making decisions. I consciously decided to show up today, right? I'm going to consciously decide where I go when I leave here. You know, all of those things are very conscious. Our behaviors are conscious. Our actions are conscious. Now I'm going to blow your mind and tell you that's only 5% of your brain.
Right. Yes.
The other 95% is your unconscious mind. It's what is below the surface.
Yes.
And where it gets even more wild is that 95% is what dictates your reality.
Yeah.
Right? It's what dictates your reality. So when we think of this, and in the book it says this, it's like, think of everything above the waterline, your conscious mind, is like, that's what you use to set goals.
Right.
But we've all done some kind of something where we've set a goal and then we sabotage in some kind of way, right? Like the easiest example is like, January 1st, New Year's resolutions, right?
That's everybody.
Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to do this. And the most common one, what is it? I'm going to get back in the gym. I'm going to lose this weight, right? I'm going to get in shape, right? But then what happens like 2 or 3 weeks into January?
January 16, that's out the window.
Like now the gym's not busy anymore, and and everybody's eating snacks, and they're comfy on the couch. So what is that? What happens? They wanted this.
Right.
Consciously, but they didn't have agreement or alignment with their unconscious mind.
Come on.
Because based on their life experience, it looks a whole lot of ways, guys, and we can unpack it. Start here, get the book.
Yes.
But based on your life experience, the unconscious mind is irrational and illogical. That's what you have to understand.
Yes.
So how its whole job is like preservation and protection of the body.
Right.
But sometimes how it goes about achieving that, because it's irrational and illogical, is super unresourceful. Right? So it's going to go, wait, we're going to the gym now? This isn't safe. This doesn't feel good. I'm uncomfortable. Abort! Which sounds crazy, guys, but that's literally what's happening in your brain.
Yeah, because it's some change that is unfamiliar.
Right, it's unfamiliar. So literally your body's going, this is unfamiliar. Unfamiliar must mean dangerous. Danger is bad, not going to preserve the body. We need to reject this. And that's how we stay in our comfort zone and we don't really make a change. So what I help people do is, again, help to see a new 126 bits, help to get a little bit more consciously aware
Right.
of what is unconsciously going on
Come on.
in their mind, in your mind.
Amazing.
Right? So the iceberg
Amazing.
really helps you do that. So if you think of, so what it says here on the page is like, if you think of the conscious mind as the goal setter,
Right.
the unconscious mind is the goal getter.
Yes.
It's the one that actually decides, like, are you actually going to get that thing?
Yeah.
Right?
Get it.
So
Get it.
yeah, it's super powerful. And then there's oh, actually, it doesn't go into this one. Well, that's for another. Oh, yeah, it is. It's on this one.
Yeah.
So there's this great page that talks about, like, so what is everything in the goal setter conscious mind? This is like planning. This is your logical thinking. This is rational, right?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
behavior. This is actions. This is the thinking you're aware of and the effort you
Right.
put in.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But the unconscious mind, it's irrational.
Oh, it's huge.
It's illogical.
Yep.
It goes through all these different filters based on your life experience of how
Right.
it perceives different situations,
Right.
right? It's what controls memories, past decisions, your beliefs, your
Right.
values, your
Right.
identity, and then it's your energy.
Yeah.
Really is what it is, right?
love
So
that.
so you can only really achieve something if you're aligning your effort with your energy,
That's beautiful.
right?
For people that would love to know,
Yeah.
how can I do a recheck of myself? How can I realign what I'm supposed to be walking into? What would you say to them?
So there's going to be two things. So number one, truly, guys, the book. So
Yeah.
people have asked me, because of who I've become over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So many people, I do what I do because so many people started to be like, holy shit, like, how did
Yeah.
you, how are you here doing everything
Yeah.
you do? Like, you know, I knew you back when, blah, blah, blah. This is literally how.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote the book because, number one, I wanted it to be accessible for everybody. And it's workbook style, guys.
Yeah.
So, like, I literally train you on a thing and then you do the thing.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
So it's very introspective. It's very deep work. This is not a fluffy, cutesy little journal. Like,
Right.
we doing the work,
We
guys.
doing
We
the
doing
work.
the work.
We get
so,
it in.
so that's option one,
Yes.
right? And for some people, like, listening today, like, how could you get started right now in this moment? Let me tell you. So, you want to get yourself into a space where there's no distractions. This is only going to take maybe 10 minutes. So get in a comfortable space, and I just need you to tune in to yourself. Take a couple breaths, get seated, whatever that is. Have something to write with and
Yes.
something to write on,
Yep.
right? And then you're going to ask yourself two different questions. And when you do, I want you to write down everything that comes up. No editing, no judging, no filtering, even if it sounds crazy.
Right.
Even if it doesn't make sense, trust what is coming up when you ask yourself these questions, right? So, first question is, what am I pretending not to know?
Come on.
And then I want you to brain dump, and I want you to keep writing
Yes.
until there's nothing left.
Amazing.
Trusting what comes up,
Yes.
right? What are you pretending not to know? And then once you're totally bottomed out, there's absolutely nothing left, the very next question you're going to ask yourself is, what needs to change now that I know this?
I love that.
And again, you're going to trust what comes up. You're going to
Yeah.
write everything down. And I like to like repeat it to myself because
Yeah.
it's unconscious mind loves questions, guys. So when you ask yourself a question, your unconscious mind will literally search for the answer.
Yes.
So say it over and over, okay, right? So you bottom out and you go, okay, ask yourself again, you know, what am I pretending not to know? What needs to change now that I know this, right? So then when you bottom all of that out, I want you to take a look at that list of all the things that you wrote down that now you know needs to change. And I want you to pick one thing and I want you to go and do something different.
Come on.
It really is that simple.
Wow.
And here's the thing, if you don't feel like you have the capacity or the resources or the ability to do it on your own,
Yeah.
find someone that will help you
Yes.
on that journey, whatever that thing is that you're choosing.
Yes.
And here's the beautiful thing, guys. You guys listened to this episode today. I'm so glad that you're still here. And here's the thing. The law of exposure states, you can't not know what you now know.
Come on.
You
don't
can't.
know it. You can't. You can't not
You
know
can't
it. Yeah.
unknow it.
Right. Right. This is very true. So many gems. And listen, guys, I might bring her back for you guys because I know we're towards the end of the show right now, and of course, I know you guys want to know more. There's so much more to unpack. You know what? I'm gonna bring her back. I'm gonna bring her back.
Would love that.
And you guys are hearing this right now. So for a lot of people that would love to find you, follow you, what would that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So Lotus Banks is my name, just Banks. It's lotus.banks on Facebook and Instagram. And then my website is mindset-university.com.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys hear it right here. Hey, listen, I'm not leaving you with a cliffhanger. Just understand she's going to be back on the show. But listen, there you guys have it for today's episode. Until next episode, when we have another decorated guest, like our lovely Lotus Banks here. I see you guys soon.